give away this incredible $4,000. Wait, no, not this one. This incredible $4,000 piano for free. This piano is stunning.
Oh, yeah. Alrighty then. I'll be on, but he's chatting. I am not going to do that up on the overlay. No, we're not going to do that. All right. Well, playing with a new software, kind of getting some things going. So, as always, this stream is not sponsored or endorsed by anybody. Anything you see me do is not an endorsement. I am not that lucky at this time to have sponsorships or endorsements, tippers, donators, or anything like that. But I will say it is fueled by curiosity and creative minds alike. So if you want to explore more into the cybersecurity realm and see what you can do, this is for you. So if you see me looking over there, that's because that's where my stream chat is. And I do encourage the chatters. I really do. So we are streaming to Twitch and YouTube, but I'm only advertising YouTube. I forgot to take Twitch off. Yeah, so this video will also sum up in about a 5 read on Medium. And I'll post a link on all my social medias tomorrow I get it done. So, without further ado, let's just jump right in and let's do some fucking hacking. Now, first thing off the bat is we will definitely need to go to our favorite bug bounty hacker platform. Yes, I know I'm not signed in. Actually, do I have a report on there I need to do? I don't remember if I do or not. Let's see here. Oh, do a couple implications. I am willing to bet that it is going to be out of scope or something. Shareable preferences allowed. Disabling crypto.com mobile app. Oh, I forgot about this. So what do we have? Hello, could you provide the detailed proof that would affect our CIA as you mentioned? Not our platform or other users. All right. I will get back to them. Let me see. Yeah, you know what? I'll get back to them. Hey, at least it needs more information, though. What is this, though? Like, what did I do? E-service key should now been disabled. Okay. Yeah, so, like, I can disable shit on the app. And technically, it is done by a local user. And it is done on the platform. You're, oh my dear God. Seriously, you know what? I got you. I will take care of it. Anyway, welcome to MetaQuest. I'm hacking your earbuds. What's up, Delta V? You have some electrical static noise that comes across at random times. Bet, I'm sorry about that. I am using a new toy and a new streaming tool. Let me see if I can fix that. I don't know how well this would work out. All right. All right, what's up, Delta V? How you doing? So, I'm in my dashboard. All right, so what we're going to do here to get started is we are going to be working on Hack Android app. So, how do you find an Android app? How do you even do this? Like, what is this hype all about? Well, we can get together and definitely play around with it. That's for sure. So, what I would like to do is I'm going to narrow this down to just Android Play Store. Oh, you know what? We'll also do Android APK. We'll do search. So, you could essentially go off with one of these random $150 to $6,000 bug bounty programs. That's cool. But, I mean, let's be honest. We're not in a position just to be having fun. We want to get paid, right? Could be a bad ground on one of the mic lines. It could be. So let me change that. I also might actually be the freaking mic itself. This isn't the first time. All right, there's that. Okay, so I changed it from my Razer mic, which I've never owned a product before, but the Razer mic was a gift for me a while back ago, and so I might be giving that away. Don't know. So I switched over to my headset. That should be better. So I want to kind of come down here and look for a good bounty. You know what? I'm feeling Epic Games. You guys feeling Epic Games? Which one do y'all want? We have one for Wisdom Tree, two for Colisa Group, three for Epic Games, four for Recorded Future, five for Larkology, six for Zoni, seven for Flutter, eight for Nord Security. Who wants to hack Nord Security this late at night? Sounds better now. Awesome. Appreciate that, Delta V. All right. Y'all want to hack fucking Nord Security tonight? What do we think about Nord Security? I think that would be kind of cool. And that falls within our scope. We have one Android app. All right. So we got criticals that can go up to $50,000, right? That's our goal is to get there. But realistically, we're probably going to send one of these. Definitely going to be sending about two or three of these. Maybe one to three of these, and then ultimately one, maybe two of these. Okay, so we're going to keep that in mind. Now, I'm going to come over here to the scope, and we're going to look at the Android app. So we're definitely going to be looking at the Android app. It is in scope. It is critical. They are definitely looking for people to hack, and it is financially eligible. We're doing good on that. Doing really, really good. Please make sure you're testing the latest version. Outside of that, it looks like it's the only thing there. All right. So, how do we get started? What do we do? Well, first thing I'm going to do is I have my USB-C cable plugged up to my Android phone. That's plugged up to my computer. That's running my Kali Linux. So I'm literally going to right now. Where's my Play Store? Let's see if I can do it this way. What are we going after? Nord. Oh crap! I used to actually use their services. Nord VPN. Right? Yep. NordVPN.com. And oh, I actually have it already installed. That works for me. Should we open it up? No. We're not going to open that up. No. I'm come over here and use awesome called APK Extractor. All right. This will allow me to destruct any and all APKs possible. That's on my phone. I don't know if you guys can see that really well or not, but I don't pay for the pro version, so we gotta do the ads. Warning: this video may contain ads. So now it's loading up all the apps that I have on my phone, and I'm looking for. I'm just going to search NORD. There it is. So we've got NordVPN right there. I hope you guys can see that all right. So now I'm going to click on that. And then this little button right down here, extract. And it's going to extract. Done. Now I can close out of everything. Close on. And now we got nothing. All right. Why does my wife always have the freaking tendency to text me and mess with me while I'm live? Like, I told her I'm live. Gotta love being married. So, that's okay. She needs me. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my Samsung, allow it on my phone. Maybe if I can click it. And go into our internal storage. Where did I put that at? I put that in my notes. I did. And we're doing the NordVPN. So I'm going to copy that. And we're going to come into here, go into HackerOne. I'm going to create a new folder, NordVPN. And then inside there, I'm just going to paste it right there. Boom, done. All right. Now I'm going to close out of this. And we're going to open up. Oh, no. The screen is washed out. Can't see it. Can't see what? The main screen or my phone screen? What can we not see? Let's see. Wait a minute. Phone is washed out. Oh, okay. Let's see if I can. I definitely want to see if I can find like a much better way I can show my phone on the screen. So I'll definitely working on that later. I just kind of threw some crap together tonight. So now this is called Mobile Security Framework, or MobSF. Very great project. I've already installed it, so I'm just going to run it now. But basically, this is going to work much like how Nessus would, or this is work like how Nessus would work, or Burp, or whatever. It opens up a nice little URL for us to access. Now, the downside to this is just any vulnerability scanner. It's going to take a hot second, right? So while we're waiting on this to scan, like this is very easy, right? So it seems pretty easy. Let me help you out a little bit. So if I go to github.com and then we just search for MobSF, right? We're not doing anything fancy. First one right here. All you have to do is come down, copy the HTTPS code, and then git clone and clone that wherever you want on your computer. And then run the install or setup, and then run the run, and you'll be faced with this. So now we're going to click on upload, and bug bounty programs, HackerOne, NordVPN, and we're going to take that APK and it's going to upload to our internal server. And then from there, what we're going to be able to do is just going to analyze everything. Now, while this is working this way, I'm going to come back over here and we're going to cd desk bug bounty programs, hacker1, NordVPN. So now we're in the directory where we put that APK file, right? So now if I do jar dash, what is it, dash F NordVPN, blimey. Oh, I forgot how to extract that file. But that's okay, because that's actually going to give us straight over to our next thing that I was going to do. So here's a very awesome GPT inside of ChatGPT. I do not know why they call them GPTs. I really don't. I don't get it. But what I can do is I'll copy that link. I'm going to put it down here for everybody to get access to. And basically, we can sit here and tell it, hey, I forgot commands, or hey, this is what we got going on, or, whatever we want to tell it, and it will help us out. So if I say, I have a APK file I extracted based on my computer, what is the jar command I can use to extract the contents of said APK? And it will respond back to it. Now, I did program this one to be much like the Rick Sanchez character from Morty. XVF, that's what it is. Alright. So I thought it was dash F, but apparently not. So now I'm going to do jar xvf NordVPN. And there it goes. Now, we don't really need to look at everything, right? Like, we don't really have to sit here and take a look at everything that there is. But I do want to take a look into the Android manifest. Of course you're going to freaking do this. Why? Android. Oh, wait. Cat Android. Yeah, that's an XML. Why are we doing it this way? Why is it encoded? That's what I want to know. So, that's all right. I am going to open. Did I? No. No, I didn't. I'm really hoping that server's still actually working. You know what? I'm going to be on the safe side. I'm going to restart that freaking server. I just closed out of my terminal by accident. Connection was reset. Oh, dear Lord. Let's see here. Oh, what was that command? It was, you know what? Screw it. When I tell everybody that you can literally do a copy and paste, like you can even do your errors, right? Like you can do a bunch of your errors, and it'll sit there and tell me that, hey, this is what we need to do. These are the commands that we need to run. 8, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to do kill-9. We're going to do 138.0.95. Then I got typed in my massively long free password. Alright, now I can do run.sh. Refresh this page. Now I am going to come into my recent scans and delete that one because that was not a fully done scan. Wait, Did it delete that? Yeah, it did. And we'll grab this right here. Okay, now it's going to start scanning. And now what we're going to do is normally we'd be able to open up that file just by catting it. But for some reason, it's going to give us a little bit of a doozy woozy. It's fine. Let it give us a doozy woozy. Can't really be an Android hacker if you don't have Android Studio. Now, Android Studio, if you don't know, is basically the what is it called? The compiler, the IDE to design and build Android apps. So I'm going to open, and we're going to come down here to desktop, bug bounty programs, HackerOne, and I want to select NordVPN. And what it's going to do is it's going to trust projects. Yeah, fuck it. We're going to trust the project. What this is going to do is it's going to open up every single file inside of that folder, that directory, and allow us to actually write or rewrite the entire application. And what's even better is we can recompile it however we want to, and then put that back onto our phones, right? So what's so scary about that? Well, there's a lot of scary stuff about that to begin with. The first scary thing is that I'm able to utilize external libraries. I can change the way the code is structured. I could change the fact that instead of using their default login protocols, I could create my own and then deploy it that way. People think that they're getting NordVPN, but in reality, they're getting my VPN, which connects to all of their crap. And I can charge whatever I want to, and all that stuff can go to me. There are so many different things you can do with this. But we're only going to focus on the manifest. You might be thinking, well, why we work a manifest? What's so important about that? Well, the manifest holds all of that juicy detail. It is seriously encrypted. We picked the worst one to do. It is freakishly encrypted. Wow. Okay, then. This is not supposed to be this way. We picked definitely the wrong Android app for this. What about opening up Fire Analytics? No, for those of you who don't know, Firebase, okay, so it's not all encrypted. Wow, I have never, ever seen an XML file encrypted like this. This is freakishly insane. But let's see. Here's a database file. Main DB. Are you? Please don't be. We're going to do SQL syntax. Oh, tell me that we can get some juicy information from the main database. Bro, if it was this freaking easy, well, I'm fixing to show you guys how to do a report. That's for sure. Alright, so it is definitely encrypted. So, Cambodia, Pakistan. So those are definitely countries. Italy. Alright, so this looks like an internal database for cities, states, whatever. Doesn't appear to be too much of a juicy detail. And so here's their App Store authentication key pip. This is actually, oh, maybe we can just install the plugins. Have that one done. So the App Store authentication key is basically like having, look, we got the root and the signature PEM keys. So if we are able Well, we're going to install these and see if we can get that database cleared out. But using the root signature and the App Store authentication PEM keys, right? That is basically like saying we can literally reformat this entire thing and then publish it to the Play Store on their behalf. Is basically what we could essentially do. We're not going to focus in on that. We're just going to kind of play around with some different things. Definitely be looking at a whole lot of different stuff. Like, let's see here. I don't care about that. The file exceeds the configured limit. Okay, well, looks like everything kind of worked out right. So let's look inside of our settings database. There's nothing to show there. Let's go back to our main. Okay, so it's exceeding. That's fine. What do we have in DexPod? Baseline prof. Yeah, in fact, we'll just do a text file. And it's all encrypted. Okay, so we picked literally the wrongest one to handle all this stuff. So, yeah, I'm sure it's wrong. And I really don't feel like going through and messing with it. We come over here, look at the metrics. So this is how it's all working. This is how they communicate to the Google Firebase infrastructure for hosting everything. Now, I cannot believe that this is like totally freaking. This is blowing my mind right here. It should not be this way. Build properties. All right, so there's analytics properties. Now, we do have quite a bit of time to sit here and mess with it because this is still analyzing everything. Who knows? Maybe it can actually decipher the APK file. I mean, the XML manifest. Let's see here. All right. Let's see. We have GCM properties. We got measurement properties. Now, this right here, it can be actually very helpful for us. It basically tells us what clients that they are using and what services that they are using. Now, this can be helpful because if we come back over here to, oh, look, there it is. Sweet. But let's get back over here before we go freaking sidetrack. If I come over here to google.com, right, and I want to investigate play service measurement, I will copy and paste that in there. And I will also copy and paste the version. And then I'll do vulnerabilities. And this way it'll allow me to search for that specific, for vulnerabilities on specific version and version number. So if I come over here, we can go look at Google developers. And if you're doing Android hacking, this is definitely where you'd want to be at. Because it'll have the most up-to-date information. So we have updates. This is what the artifacts have been released on for the Maven. So we have all this. And it really is just talking about the different services. So it looks like, let's see, adds new, allow passing custom resource perimeters to the authorization API. So what does that mean? That means that our play service measurements allow us to pass custom resource perimeters. Now, for those of you who are techies and hackies, you know that if we have access to this, we could find their basically their API key for this. We can literally do what the fuck we want to with it. There's nothing they can do with it. Like, we could tell it to direct all the information to our website or our Android app or whatever we want to do. We can come down here and we definitely take a look at some other things. Like, let's look at external libraries. So we have Java base. Take a look over here. Yeah, we'll accept. So here's their model base for all their Javas. All right, so we have their Java runtime. They got a lot of stuff over there. We have classes. So the classes would show us a lot of stuff. Definitely a lot of different stuff going on in here. And if we just take a look at one of them, you see it's an integer. So we definitely have it. We're playing with integers over here. All right, so there's a KTX version. We have Google, any prototype. So this is the actual code to handle their prototypes. Tell me this isn't going to be that easy. We'll install the plugins. That's one thing I do love about Android Studio is it's like plug and play. Like, hey, we detected this, and you don't have it installed. What do you want to do? Well, you know what? Let's install it. So we'll take a look at. All right, and now what do we have in here? Oh, there it is. Okay, so we're inside of it. Proto 3, import, context. So we're looking at Google, Proto source context. So this being imported from here, right? And then we can see package Google, protobuf, effects. All right, so here's their source for their Go package. So we have types. So it doesn't look like we've got much in there for that. So we got options 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So it doesn't look like they are passing their APIs through there, which is a good thing. But now let's come over here to this really awesome tool, the primary thing that I want you guys to look at. Now we've got the static analysis. So we can see, when we look right off the bat, we have 51 out of 100. That's a security score. Basically, that means that they're about 50% secured with all of their stuff. They have only 3 out of 430 different trackers that are known in this application. So out of all of the 432 different trackers that specific application knows what to look for, it is only using, 3 of them. That's actually a really good thing. You really don't want to see too many trackers going on. We have the file name. How big is the file? We have MD5, there's SHA-1 and SHA-256. We also have the app name, the name, main activity. We have their target minimum SDK values. Basically, it's like, what is the lowest version of Android? And what is the latest version that we're going after? And we have the version codes as well. And we have basically the Play Store information. So if you go to play.google.com and look at NordVPN, you will have all of this information right here. All right, now we have, it is using 22 different activities. Now, using multiple activities is not a good thing, but it's not a bad thing. But it does 22 different possibilities that we can use to exploit it with. We've got 15 services, 21 receivers, and it's using 2 major providers. So we click on View, which we see NordVPN Mobile Utilities. It's a VPN file provider and a Firebase Initiative provider. Come back up here. Let's get back up here. Okay, good Lord, it went all down there, didn't it? All right. Now, we can rescan this again. we can do a dynamic analysis. So what we did is we did a static analyzer. Geez almighty. Basically, the static thingy majiggy, right, is where you do like what we just did, upload an APK file. The dynamic is where you connect your phone and you run off of your phone live. It's a good thing and a bad thing. You still get false positives on either way. Being able to test it on both and get the same results on both is the ultimate key right there. Decompiled code, Android and manifest. Hey, we got the decompiled code. That's awesome. That's what we like to see. So with this, we can actually see it's using the internet, network state. It's installing shortcuts for us. It's Wi-Fi. Hey, that's all normal procedures, right? It is definitely going to create a shortcut, so we just click on the little icon and access our internet and our Wi-Fi because it's a VPN service. All right, then we're going to do a boot complete. Basically, what this does is whenever it reboots or it turns on your phone, then it will reactivate itself. And it's working in the foreground and it'll also work in the background. Tracked across users, so even if you have multiple users signed up on your phone, it'll still work if there are 2 or 3 or different users. Love those technical terms, right? Now, GMS. Not 100% sure why they would need an ad ID for the GMS. It's gurus. As far as I'm concerned, there shouldn't be any ads in there. They're doing post notifications and they're doing a query on all packages. Again, not that big of a deal because with NordVPN, you can tell it to split tunnel. So it's okay to have that. It's detecting if it's a portrait screen or a landscape screen. And it's not even requiring it to be portrait. It does write to external storage. I'm curious on why it wants to write to external storage. Oh yeah, that's right. It's keeping a log. And of course it does hardware touchscreen, which that is a little excessive, but I get it. So next see, Android vending billing, in-app billing services is a binding thing. Because we're binding in-app billing services, there's a chance we could possibly tweak this to where we could pay for a year, 2 years, 5 years for free. We call that kind of like an outdoor exploitation, or it could be an RCE, which is RCE is like a reverse shell. What is that? Reverse code exploit, something like that. Basically, allows us to write the code arbitrarily. Install provider, so it's installing things for us using Facebook's Katana and Instagram Android. Interesting. I didn't know that. So we could be going through here and read at what it has. Now, if you aren't even worried about hacking your own vulnerabilities, right, you can definitely come and check out play.google.com. You can come over here and check out what does it actually say in the front page, NordVPN, and what does it say in the back end. So we come here, bro, like I want to, like, yes, you, okay, there it goes. So this is available for all your devices. What's new? We've tinkered with the internal workings and polished some rough edges. I hate it when they say stupid shit like this. Because if you don't see a noticeable difference on the front end, and they don't tell you what's happening, they could just be throwing out freaking Trojans, worms, and viruses. There's nothing you do about it. For example, we come back over here. There's Facebook and Instagram right here as an external package that they're using. They're doing apps flyer install provider. What is a flyer? You might be asking. Well, we just google.com this crap, and then we're going to look it up. It is a multi-attribution, reliable, stable, and always up to date with the market book and demo. What is it? So it's like it is a SaaS, a software as a service. Oh, look at there. It definitely looks like it's going to give us some free tracking details, analytic data. Why would this V service need analytic data? Who knows? Is it going back to them? Is it staying on your phone? Can you have access? So we have all this stuff. We've got billing, which that's natural because you pay for stuff inside. Then you have access ad services. Okay. So we come back over here. We'll look at the details. So data safety, no data shared with third parties. Really? Are you fucking serious with me right now? For real? No data shared with third parties. Third party. It's easy to make good choices when you have good insights. Measurements, analytics, engagement, and technologies. And they are keeping backups. I guarantee you they're keeping backups. As one of those like security protocols, stuff like that. So, yeah, right there off the bat, not sharing data with third parties, using a third party to get data, and they're using this services. Okay. Data collection. This app may collect personal information like your email address. You know what? I can see that. You know, especially when you have multiple different types of billing, right? Get that. Definitely get that. So what else do they have? Financial information? Again, not a problem. App info and performance, crash logs. Hey, well, that explains a little bit about my apps flyer referral. Device or other IDs. Yeah, I can definitely see that because come down here. Let's see. Firebase analytics, crash analytics, and performance. So yeah, it's going to collect your database. Why? Firebase is exclusively for Google. App activity. Again, yep, apps flyer. We can confirm that it's taking care of the activity. Data is encrypted in transit. You can request that your data to be deleted. So that is something that I find very ironic. If you're looking for a VPN service provider, you want one that does not log. You don't want to have to request for it to be deleted. Otherwise, it's not a real VPN service. And in fact, about 70% of VPN companies actually has a government contract. So, independent security review. This app has been independently validated against school security standard. Well, let's definitely take a look at that. All right, so what is their mobile application security assessment? So basically it says, according to OWASP, we're good. Well, if they were that good, why do we find them on HackerOne? Oh, right, because they want to get better, so they hire hackers like me that basically does free penetration test for them. Although now that I'm actually looking at this manifest file, I'm sitting here going, I'm probably going to delete this crap off my phone immediately and cancel my services because I did not know the amount of tracking that they are doing. All of this is basically their intents. Now, these are what you really want to look for. Are the intents. You got browsable intents for battery optimization, security score, open MFA, refer a friend. So these are different. So what an intent is, it's kind of like the Android version of a web page, right? So while we have like index and about and contact and, about us, that's what this. So we have all these different intents for messages. Your profile, that's going to be a juicy one. Let's see. So I also want to take a look into, we could possibly do something with refer a friend. Actually, the refer a friend might give us like a special code, and it might even keep track of how many times that code was used. So we can trick it. We got MeshNet, which is decent settings. Auto connect, auto detect leaks, technology selection, split tunneling, auto connect. Oh, dear Lord. Home. So we have purchase, buy, sign up, deal, claim online, purchase. So the purchase and the buy, I definitely would like to look a little bit more into. Now, we're not going to take this entire app tonight. These are just some of the different things that you want to look for. All right. Now, if you have something in here, let's come up here a little bit. Let's see. Claim online purchase. So it definitely is an intent inside of there, inside of the Android app. But if you can't see it, why not? Well, this app could be doing what we call a live build, where 90% of everything that's in the app is actually built on a server. Use it in kind of like a, what would you call it? Like a web view display. So if we can't see claim online purchase, that could be because they had disabled it on the server. Or they might have pushed an update. When you did the update, it removed it or temporarily suspended it. There's different things for that. So we can definitely come through here. And if you don't see some of these intents, like a QS title, the device idle mode had changed. No, these are mostly back-end intents. And most of the time, you're not going to see them. But if it looks like something that you should be seeing, you're not, look into it and see why you can't. Now we have all these analytics, crashlytics. So we got remote config. So we got some decent information on our Firebase. We got system alarms going on. Again, not that big of a deal. I don't see anything. Battery okay, battery low. All right, so it's telling me that my battery's green, red, or orange or whatever. Now let's get to the real juicy part. The part where I'm sure you guys actually wanted to come in. All right, so if we scroll down a little bit, these are our permissions. You click on status, post notifications, and write external storage. Well, what does it do? The first one allows an app to post a notification, and the second one allows it to write external storage. Now, why are these dangerous? Because if you have access to the app, you can look and do what you want. The government monitors all the VPN exit points of VPN services, so they really want to see your data stream. Yeah. No, so you're right to a degree. Okay. Now, here's a thing that I tell very few people, and I've only got a few on the stream. So, with a VPN, if all you do is download NordVPN or VPN or whatever VPN provider, okay, if you download that VPN and you click connect, and it says you're protected, yay, you feel all nice, warm and cozy inside. Why? Because you feel protected. But if you run a service called IPLeakTest.net, or if you go to DNSLeakTest.net, you'll find out that you're still not fucking protected. You're not. It messes the front end, and it would be the equivalency of having just a basic generic VPN plugin on your browser is what it would be. Now, in order to fully maximize this, and you can do this, go to IP leak test, go to DNS leak test before you turn on your VPN. Run the leak test, right? Turn on your VPN. Run the leak test again. You'll see where some of your stuff is masked, but not everything. Then you'd want to go down and change your DNS settings. I use Google. No, I used to use Google. I use Quad 9 DNS now, or Komodo DNS. You change your IPv4 and your IPv6. Change those two values and change those values. Then close the browser, do all your fresh and everything. Go back to the IP leak and DNS leak. Rerun those same tests with a VPN on and DNS, and even the embedded maps won't even be able to find you. Like, yeah, a lot of people think you just open up a freaking VPN service and you're safe. But no. And then you want to get really cool. Then you can go remove your VPN completely and just use proxy chains. Like proxy chain 5 levels deep. And yeah, they do monitor, they do log. But those logs are like fucking thousands and thousands, millions of files. Nobody's going to set one. And if they do find that one and they find out that proxy leak came from another proxy chain, they give up right there on the spot. Because then they had to go from, probably one proxy server company has got 1,000 logs. And the one you came from just before that has got 10 million logs. The one before that probably has 100,000 logs. They're not going to go do it. I usually go my proxy chains about 5 levels deep. Anyway, on that, let's scroll down here. Now, the APIs is basically what it is doing. We got encoding and decoding. That's juicy. Now we know how they are encoding everything. Now, if you remember, what did it say? Data is encrypted in transit, but is only base 64 encoding. Do you feel safe about your data being transferred over a base 64 encoding? I think not. Let me give you a quick example for those of you on my stream who doesn't know anything about base 64. So you can literally do base 64 in, we'll do decode. So you just pick up any one of these random ones online. We'll do base 64 guru. Okay. Base 64 guru, right? So I can literally take a BS4 strand and then decode it. And this is what it would come into. Now, oh, this one doesn't do it. So we're going to come up here. I'm going to do base64decode.org. Is this a good one? Let's see. There's usually one that does, right here, encode. Okay, so encode to base64. So I'm going to say, hello world. All right, we're going to keep everything the same. EF8, just basic encoding character strings. All right, and then this is our base64 string. Okay, so if I copied that, and for giggles, I'm going to come back over here to Google base64 decode, and I'm going to come over here to the .NET. Now, I should not be able to encode that, put that in there, and then decode it. But it does. It encodes and decodes on other websites. You could also create your own Python script to encode and decode messages and strings. But now that we know how this is working, and we went to 2 different websites and encoded a string and decoded it on another website, your shit's really not that fucking secure, dude. You can even click over here to show files. So if I open this up in a new tab, we can easily see the files. It's going to be all the way down there at the bottom. I'm not going to worry about it. You can also open it up in Android Studio. So we have all these different permissions or resources that it's using. Then we have browsable activities. So this is basically, remember when I was going back to the intents, this is what everything is doing. So certificate analysis. So we have a signed application. Now this has actually got a signing certificate. We could probably extract that and get some information out of it. But this manifest analysis is what you really want to look at. This is where the vulnerabilities where you can get paid at. So app can be installed on vulnerable Android versions. Yeah, no joke. That's not a big deal. Well, being able to install on older versions of Android that are vulnerable, it's kind of a risk factor. It is not that big of a deal. Like one, just overlook. Because 9 times 10, when you submit something like that, they're going to sit there and say, yeah, technically our app can work on there, but not a lot of people has that specific model. Yeah, you're right. So you wouldn't get hardly anything out of it. So we want to click on the severity. We're just going to look at only the warnings. Excuse me. Now we have 18 warnings. So let's take a look. Application data can be backed up. Okay. Well, what can that do? This flag allows anyone to back up your application data via ADB. It allows users who have enabled ADB debugging to copy the application data of this device. What does that mean? That means I can come into here, new tab, ADB devices. There is my phone right there, right? And then I can do like ADB shell. And now I'm in my phone, my A23 phone. Then I can go into the app itself and extract the information manually. So if I have access to your phone, now here's what's really this. I'm going to exit out of this. So I am on a normal terminal screen, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect my phone from the computer. I am going to lock my screen. It is locked, okay? Now if I run that same command again, devices, nothing is there. I hook my phone up, okay? My screen is still locked. I'll show you. It's still locked. Still locked. Now I can run ADB devices again. See my phone. I run ADB shell. I am back into my phone. Even though it is locked, all I have to do is just have it connected to my computer. Now, there are some cases you don't need it physically connected. You could actually run this remotely via Wi-Fi. So if you're connected to other people on the same Wi-Fi network, you can run different commands to handle that. So if you're at a coffee shop, you might be at Best Buy. If you see a guy that brings his own damn laptop, he's sitting in the corner and other people are on their phones, or they might have their phones put away and they're looking or whatever, and there's a dude on his own laptop, minding his own business, you might want to call security. And if my buddy from Best Buy is watching, if you see my laptop, mind your own damn business. I'm making money. Anyway, so we have welcome activity is not protected. So what can you do with that? Well, here's what I love about this tool. It tells you what you could possibly do. So as we look, the activity can be found shared on with other apps on the device before leaving accessible to another application on the device. Oh, that actually sounds a lot like being able to do cross-app referencing. That is a major vulnerability, which is that you could actually have your own app installed on the device and then take control over NordVPN's app, right? You can literally control NordVPN just because you built another Android app to handle it to do that. What's up, Del? How you doing, buddy? Glad to have you in here. Delta V, LOL. I figured somebody would like that joke. All right, now we have activity alias. This is saying that it's found to be shared with other apps. And then we look over here. This one is an activity, control activity. That's a crucial one. And it can be shared and controlled with other apps. If you actually look, actually this one can be used with other tasks. So task affinity. So we could literally take one of the tasks inside of NordVPN and then have it give us sensitive information. So I might be able to extract somebody's information, credit card information. I can literally have it do any of that. But it gets scary because even though this activity, the control activity, the alias, and the welcome activity, those are allowed to have third-party apps control them. If you have access to that, you can access the task affinity, grab sensitive information, pull it back to your application, and send that shit off to a server. So if anybody has NordVPN on their phone and you have crafted your own APK payload that you've been able to inject or have somebody install it, guess what? You now have access to their entire NordVPN. So there's so many, and we're not even done yet. We only talked about like the top 4 or 5. Now everybody thinks, oh my God, I got an Android or I got an iPhone, I got the app, I'm cute, I'm protected. I just showed you literally 9 different ways of how you are not protected. But let's come back over here and do a copy and paste of everything. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to view recent scans, and I am going to literally download that PDF. Yes, and it makes a really awesome PDF of everything that you just saw here. So let me get this. I'm going to close this off. Close, 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 close. So here's a PDF report, right? It looks well put together. Well, I don't like the very small fine fonts on it, but that's okay. Now I want to put this, save as PDF, and I'm going to put this inside of my bug bounty program report for NordVPN. I'm just going to save it right there. Now I'm going to let this save for a second, okay? Now, here is the coolest thing about the GPT that I posted in chat just a few minutes ago. That with that GPT, it can read the PDF file. Alright. So now, what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to delete this chat, and I'm going to come back over here to HackerOne, because that's where we found the target at, right? We found it at HackerOne. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to search for NordVPN, and I'm going to grab the details. So, what am I going to grab? My reward and scope. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I'm going to copy that and exit out of here. We're going to go to the NordVPN, and I'm going to nano a document. It's going to be NordVPN scope.txt. Paste that right in there. All right, now, so I'll just copy that, put it into basically a text file. Call me nerdy, but I am running on Kali Linux. If you can see by the wallpaper that I have set up, oh shit, that's a custom wallpaper. That's an image of me and Rick Sanchez hacking on phones. But I'm actually like legit on Kali Linux. So refreshing this page, I'm going to click on my bug bounty Rick. Now what I want to do here is very simple. This is where the hacking comes into play. Hey there, Rick. Oh, and trust me, he's got the Rick Sanchez attitude from Rick and Morty. So if you've actually show, you can talk to him if you want to. Hey there, Rick, you piece of shit. Look at these fucking files and let me know what you think. Alright, so now I'm going to upload those 2 files. Let's see, HackerOne, NordVPN, and I am going to grab, yeah, so there's that one. And where did I put that NordVPN one? There it is, that one. Open those up, and I'm going to wait for them to load up. When they do, the PDF's obviously going to take a little bit longer. And I'm just going to send it off. Right? I'm just going to send it off. And boom. It's going to tell us the freaking bug rewards. Not much useful info in the PDF. Check box, but not much. Focus on vulnerabilities. Craft your exploits carefully. Alrighty. So, deep dive analysis. Yeah. Of the PDF document. There should be some warnings that we take advantage of, such as I'm going to give them a little bit of a bump here. So if I come down over here and let's see here. Let's see. I want to take that. Was it this one? Activity shown with other ones. Let's see here. What was that? Deep link. Taskfinity right here. Oh, I can't copy and paste straight from here. Such as Taskfinity. I'm sure I spelled that one wrong. So it's going to search and it's going to take a look. And so it's going to say, okay, so it's got outdated software, security misconfigurations, patched vulnerabilities, and it's basically going to go through and tell us everything else. So we can use Nmap against it, which tells us we can do MSF console, and it's going to walk us through how we can legit actually start working on this one, even OWASP's app, right? So we got some good things that we can take a look at. Now, if I want to come back over here and actually just take a look at it, we'll look at the report. Then what I can do is I'll scroll down here and I will pick, I'm going to pick this one right here. All right, fucktard. I am new to this shit. Consider me a Jerry. Lulz. How the hell do we miss our point on this? How would you handle a real-world hacking setup? Make Python or build our own APK setup? Like, how do we get this exploited for POC to make some money? And it will literally go through the whole process. And now it's calling me Jerry instead of Morty. So, you dumbass. So, set up the divine. We want to understand the vulnerability. And it's basically what's on building our own APK that we can use to craft our own vulnerability with this. Now, I could literally go through this entire process, do the copy and paste and everything else. And there's a chance that a lot of this is to be, what do you call it? Broken code. I could go in there a little bit and fix this or fix that. But essentially, it'll do the same thing. So how do you go from here? Okay, let's assume hypothetically that this worked out perfect. Boom, it got everything done. You can sit here and say, dude, it took a screenshot from my custom-built hack me or hack you VPN APK file that I installed on my phone. What type of vulnerability is this? How much is that reward? And can you craft a perfect, comprehensive report? So we basically said, hey, guess what? It fucking worked. This is what it did. Now it's going to say this would probably fall under improper export of Android components. And that's true. By utilizing another app to take control of its app in order to handle another app on the phone, it's basically saying like it is acting as a man-in-the-middle attack, which can lead to multiple unauthorized resources, which would allow me to then extract information. Kind of like the longest way of extracting information from somebody's phone if you've already got your app on the phone. But it has some serious consequences. Being able to control their app with a very basic script is catastrophical to them. Now, while you could use their app to take pictures and everything else, that's great. But you also sit there and say, hey, this is what I did. So if I was to sit here and tell Rick, okay, I tweaked that APK script. I was able to install my own app vulnerable one, and was able to extract from NordVPN user email, credit card, address, and password. What type of ability is this, and how much would this pay us? So you can tweak your app that you're installing on your phone, which, by the way, you can install on the other people's phones. Do you know how easy it is to install an Android app? Have your buddies install an app? Do you know how easy it is for them to do? If they trust you, you might be working at Burger King, spitting in people's onion rings, and you say, "Hey, dude, check it out. I developed this app. It's going to get me the fuck out of here. Check it out." They're going to download and install it because they know you. You might be working at, Best Buy or Fry's Electronics or Tom Thumb. You go talk to your wife or your friends or your family. You're like, "Hey, man, check out this app that I'm building." You can have a QR code that's listed your Android app on a server, and they'll download it because there's a QR code makes it now a little bit more authentic, right? People will download apps if you tell them to. 9 out of 10 times, anybody who says, "Hey, check out my app," they're going to get the response that they want, except for that one person, people like me. Now, I might say, "Oh, bet. Is there a URL I could use to go download it?" Absolutely there is. Check it out. Or I might download it onto my phone, but not install it until I get it home and run my own analysis on it. Then if somebody calls me up and says, "Hey, did you check out that app?" Okay, I know what you did. I put that onto my computer and I extracted it. Why? Because I want to see what you're doing. Yeah, no. So able to basically reverse engineer or tell people to do something 9 out of 10 times, they're going to do it. So this specific app that we had just told it about is a improper export of Android components. And if we can actually get this to work, we're looking at anywhere between $500 to $50,000. Just for that one, just for creating a simple script and stuff on your phone. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is give it some scenarios of being able to extract sensitive information. All right. So we're able to extract the information. Again, instead of going from 500, now we're starting off at 10 grand. What the fucker? I don't like that. Instead of starting off, God, I hate this stupid thing. You know what? Stop. So instead of starting off at $500, we're starting off at 10 grand. All right, so if I was able to craft a script that would allow me to extract sensitive information from their phone, from their app, anywhere between $50,000, right? Okay, so how bad could that really work? Well, check this out. So if you say, "Hey, Rick, can you craft a special Python 3 script that will interact with the ADB, connect to my device, and I'm going to obviously help give it that device." Why? Go here. ADB devices. Nope. I want to come here. There. And then extract all information from that app. We're going to tell it asyncio for system resources. We're going to say comprehensive and robust and proper success failed responses. Okay, now we told it to design a Python 3 script that's going to handle asyncio services. Basically, what asyncio is in Python programming is it allows it to utilize all of the resources that it has, the GPU, the CPU, the RAM, and everything else that it has at its disposal on your computer. But with asyncio, you can run it on a high gaming desktop. You can run it on a Doghouse server, which is what I'm running on. You can run it on a cheap little Dell Optiplex 5070, and it'll work just as smooth on any device. We do a comprehensive and robust design, and we tell it what to look for. So, with that being said, now it's got the ADB services, it's got the device ID, and now we're looking at app package name. So I need to tell it to look for the package name. And so we're going to come over here. Excuse me. The package name of the Android app we are targeting is boom. And guess what? It's going to automatically update that fucking script for us. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do any. You don't have to know any type of coding. So if I have anybody out there, I don't know how to code. I don't know how to do this. I'm not doing anything. I'm just feeding this Chat GPT commands. Now, what I'm going to do for you guys is I am going to copy this again and put that in the chat. That way, if anybody wants it, you have access to it. That's the second time I put it in there. So now I'm going to literally copy this code, go back to my terminal, and I've got to clean all that up, but I'll do that later. So I'm going to create, I'm actually going to do directory, make directory, reporting, cd reporting, add nano extractor.py, paste that in, boom. Make sure I'm still able to connect to my devices, and then we'll run python extractor.py, right? Run as package not debuggable. So it wasn't debuggable. Could that be because my phone is locked? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to unlock our phone. I'm going to try it again. It opened up NordVPN for me. So we're going to run this again. I'm going to run it one more time. You can see the phone itself, and you can see the screen. All right. So if I run it one more time, boom, it opens up the app automatically for me. No data was extracted. Well, that's because if I go to my profile, I don't have anything going on for me. So there's that. Now, what I can do is I can definitely come back over here and I could give it the parameters of what to look for. And that's where our Android Studio comes into play. So all you have to do is you kind of come through here and you would want to look for maybe billing properties. Okay, well, it's not going to be in there. So we look at reporting, probably not in there. Org, not it's going to be in here. But you would literally have to come through here and try to figure out where they would keep that information for your profile. So if we sit here, actually, we could probably even do it this way. If I come over here, view the Android manifest. Oh, let's see here. I'm going to copy all this. Now, what I'm going to do here is something a little unorthodox, right? So I'm going to copy that. And going back over here, I'm going to nano manifest.txt and save that. Now, I can give it those commands. If I upload from my computer, reporting, manifest. Here, I copied, copied and pasted the manifest information. Do you think this can help you craft a better script for us to extract the information? And it'll say yes, and it will just rebuild that. And so it's going to rebuild the script. Now what I'm going to do over here is I've got all my apps closed. Nothing there. Whoop. I clicked on the wrong one. So close them all. Done. Okay. Wanted to copy this code. Want to make sure I actually did copy that. Copy. No. And literally just going to delete that. How am I able to delete this fast? Control K when you have a nano. And then save that and then run it. Now, I want to show you guys again. I don't have any activities opened up. I'm going to run this. And there you go. It's opening it up. And it failed to extract the data. Well, that's because I installed it, but I didn't actually do anything. So it could be running right, but we don't know because I don't have any of the information. But now let's say that it actually worked. Okay. You can literally copy this information, Control-Shift-C, paste it right there. It worked. Write the comprehensive report. Right? And it worked. Okay. So now what it's going to do is it's going to start working on writing out the report. Cool. Then all you do is you copy that. You go over to your HackerOne. You come up here. You submit report. And you tell it what asset you're on. So, what was that? Android. Right there. So that's ours. Right, report template. That's if you had created a template before. Not. And this is going to be for. Piss off. I know. Let's come back up here. Improper export of Android components. So that would be. Improper access control. That's fine. And so you just kind of come through here. You select your security level. And you can even clear and copy all of this and tell you can ask it, what do I set these to? So you just sit there and go, what do I use or select for these? And it'll go through the list and it'll tell you which ones you need to do. So you get all those set up. Then you copy the report that we just printed out right here. Literally just copy and paste that right here. Copy and paste the title. Come down here where the impact is. It should automatically tell you where the impact is. Yep, right there. So the impact is basically answering the question, as a hacker, I could. You copy and paste that right there. If you want to do pick video, I highly recommend taking all kinds of videos on your phone, on your computer, taking screenshots of anything and everything, and send it to them. The more you can prove that it actually worked on your end, the better off you are. And then you just scroll all the way down here and you click Submit Report, and then you wait for them to contact you back and or ultimately send you your money. Now, that's cool. You just did that first one. So if I come down here to Malware Analysis, right? So I'm going to scroll up a little bit. Now I can sit here and go, hey, man, now that one worked out. App uses insecure random number generator. Boom. Check it out. Copy that. And then you just start working on the next freaking vulnerability. All right. Next vuln target. Boom. And guess what? It's going to start working on the next freaking target. Right? We're good to go. We'll just keep going through until you've done every single vulnerability you want. Now, does Bug Bounty Rig handle only Android apps? No. Android, iPhone, servers, web app. It is your ultimate bug bounty assistance for everything. I mean, everything. You wanted to do something else? Let's come back over here to our opportunities. And we'll come over here from our asset types. We're going to do hardware assets. So if we do hardware assets, search Dyson. Let's pick Dyson because, why the heck not? So we have scope. Dyson links. So there's our iPhone app. There's our Android app. There's a bunch of freaking websites. Bunch of API keys. Oh, this one I might actually do. This one's in Ireland. This one is in France, China, Dutch. You've been a web developer for a little long when you can just look at the extension and be like, hey, AU, that's Australia. You come and doing it. There's Czech Republic. There's Japan. I've been doing this for a while. If I can just look at a domain and be like, okay, that's in this country. Okay, so we're doing GitHub findings, Dyson Ice assets. Oh, these are all ineligible. But we can even do it this way. All right. Found a Dyson bug bounty program on HackerOne. I have one of their smart vacuum cleaners. How can I scan this stupid machine and find weak points and vulnerabilities inside the vacuum? You wouldn't think that it should have anything to come back on a vacuum. You shouldn't. It shouldn't. It shouldn't. But it's got reconnaissance. Okay, so we got to get the model number. Then we got to get the documentation, which is the owner's manual. Then app interaction. How does it hit the app that you have? Then you check it for the network. You run Wireshark, see what it's capturing. And then you use OWASP and everything else. You'd handle it just like you'd handle a server network attack. So yeah, you really sit there and hack your Dyson vacuum cleaner and report it. You can hack literally almost anything and report it. There's not much that you cannot do and away with, including the Oculus. The Quest 2 Meta Pros, or whatever they're called. So, with this information, I will let you guys take that resource, take this information, and do with it as you please. And if at any time anybody needs one-on-one help or assistance, or you want more catering things, send me a message on YouTube or comment on one of my videos. We'll definitely connect up. If you have one of my phone numbers, you're one of the lucky few people who has my phone number, consider yourself privileged because I've only got like 12 or 15 people on my phone. That's max. Sad part is I've only got one family member. So if you made it in there, you made it past all of my family. Just saying. Anyway, you guys have some fun with that information. I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. And if you like this video, please hit that subscribe button. Share it with all of your friends. And then hit me up on all my social medias. I got Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Hit me up on there. Just look for Rogue Payload. I'd be more than happy to connect with all of my friends. Y'all take it easy.